But we start tonight tracking the tropics. Thanks for joining us. I'm Tom Shad. It looks like we may have dodged a depression expected to bring inches of rain to the Outer Banks. Now we're going to look live at the radar. Our Super Doppler 10 weather team says things are looking up as the storm system churns off the North Carolina coast. For more on that, we'll send it over to my co-anchor, Anita Blanton, and Chief Meteorologist Don Slater.
Yeah, thank you, Tom and Don. Big news from the National Hurricane Center since our last newscast. They have canceled a tropical storm warning for the depression. So the big question, does this mean we're in the clear?
Pretty much, not entirely, but pretty much in the clear. The only thing that we've got going on is the fact that we're likely to see some rip current risks continue all the way up and down the coastline from North Carolina, the Outer Banks, all the way on up to Virginia Beach. But this thing, about 2 o'clock this afternoon, exactly 2 o'clock this afternoon, Hurricane Center issued an update saying it's stopped. It's not moving much at all. And that means one of two things. It means that it's either changing its strength or it's changing its movement. Well, it turned out that it was changing its movement. By 4 o'clock, we noticed more of a northeastward movement. It's not particularly strong right now throughout the out to sea. And again, it is generally jogging toward the east-northeast during the afternoon and evening hours. There's still a couple of showers going on across the Outer Banks. So here's where it's been moving. Now, we've got the old forecast track, the one that was issued at 5 o'clock. They aren't going to issue a new one until 11 o'clock tonight. So when it was here, it was going to bump northeastward. Well, now it's here, so it's saying no, northwestward. No, it'll move on off into this direction, and it'll likely be tomorrow afternoon before it becomes a tropical storm, 40-mile-an-hour winds, and then it just moves on out to sea. So I'm not real concerned about this one whatsoever. Storm impacts for the Outer Banks, little to no major impact, few rain showers. Gusts of 15 to 25 overnight, 9-foot waves. That's a little bit significant. Rip currents and minimal tidal flooding. We'll talk more about what the rest of us can expect. Plus, we're looking forward, or not, to Tropical Depression number 9, too. That'll be coming up in a few minutes.
Hope to keep hearing the word minimal. Team coverage takes us to the Outer Banks. Now, I've been telling you, one of the biggest effects of this system has been the rough surf.
Yeah, 10 on your side's Andy Fox joins us from Jeanette's Pier. And Andy, all day long, you've been finding tourists and locals willing to brave the waves.
Yeah, that's right. The biggest difference is red flags kept people out of the surf yesterday. But as people thought the storm was weakening, they weren't paying attention to the red flags and they went in the water. In Nags Head, a day where most stayed on the beach, where professional surfers put on a show, getting ready for a surfing contest that begins Wednesday. Alex Pendleton here from Hawaii. He feels the storm waves filling in.
It means the swell energy is getting a little stronger. Waves might be getting a little bigger, and maybe the wind might start picking up, which makes the conditions choppier.
Dare County officials gave word early they thought the rain and waves and wind would be less than first predicted. Heading south down the Outer Banks, we hit Avon, and these guys were hitting the shore break. We found our proud Old Glory waving us hello at the Avon Fishing Pier. Down below, we found Portsmouth resident Steve Gower stopping by to take in a beautiful Hatteras Island day.
We just saw the storm coming and it's like it's going to be bad, but I think we just dodged the bullet.
All the way down to Buxton, where beach erosion revealed what lay beneath, vivid reminding scars from old storms and wonderment whether man will ever be able to hold back Mother Ocean. The Doty family terrified Tuesday morning by a vicious ocean calling out, "Move your cars."
Well, last night about 4 o'clock in the morning, I just heard these huge crashes, and I woke up and the water was all the way up here to the top of the dune. So the real estate company had told us they had made arrangements for us to move our vehicles to the end of the road so that they wouldn't wash out.
Remember, this storm was nothing, the one that only lapped the doorstep. What about the next one, the one that takes down the door? The bottom line, in the last 2 days, did not even need to put on the rain gear. The only rain we saw was tonight around 8 on Pea Island, coming back from Buxton to Nags Head, and we are pleased to report there was no overwash on Highway 12. In Nags Head, Andy Fox, 10 on your side.